Misfits Dad's next series 007 KSI versus Joe Fournier launch preference. Launch preference!
Now, ladies and gentlemen,
Did I say launch pre?
brought to you live on the Zone X Series.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to. We're gonna run this up. We're gonna run this up. We're
Wanted to thank our partners Steak, as well as
Oh!
Misfits,
Chill!
Central London.
Chill! Alright, calm down. Playback speed. Hold on, wait till he starts talking. We're going to 145.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Central London and the launch of Misfits X Series 007 live and exclusively on DAZN around the world, and now in the UK also on Sky Channel 429 and your Virgin Media boxes. It's going to be a fantastic build-up. We've got Joe Fournier.
My box ain't virgin, cuz. What you talking about?
Flown in from Miami, his advisor, David Hay, and next to me, Alexis Dimitriades and KSI. I'll come more to the names in a minute. I wanted to thank our partners Steak, as well as Prime Hydration and Energy, the king of Prime Hydration and Energy drinks.
Okay.
First of all, we have a massive build-up planned for May 13th.
Yeah, I don't care. When are we gonna get the questions popping? When we gonna get the talking? We're talking
of the World Boxing Association professional rankings. The rapper, but most importantly today, the boxer. K. You've watched KSI's last fights. I know you were ringside for 01.
What you think about that?
How do you see Joe's chances, and how he will come into this fight with what game plan?
Thank you, everyone. I'm glad you asked that question about being at the first fight, the 01 at the O2 Arena. That strangely was the first time all three of my children.
Is this a real person? Does this guy like exist? Like, what is this what is this makeup of a human being that we're looking at right now? This is insane.
Kingston 9, Sienna 12, and Cassis 14 all asked me, can we go to watch the boxing? Never before, they all asked me to go to the boxing. So that, off the bat, it was like, okay, this Misfits thing's, it's a real thing. And not only was the shock factor of all my kids wanting to go to the event, when I went to the event, it wasn't your usual typical boxing crowd. Young crowd, lots of females, lots of, excited people, no agony.
He said he had the hoes out there in chat. He said he had the hoes at the event. They was trying to figure it out. They was like, whoa, we got to get involved. Lots of hoes
in the crowd whatsoever. It was a nice family environment. What
you talking about, Willis?
I felt very comfortable with all three of my kids. So when...
That seems so weird. So it was a lot of females. The crowd was young. A lot of females. It seemed like the perfect place to bring my three kids. I don't know. I don't know.
Joe said, I want to fight KSI. I thought it was okay. The
nigga had me in the first half. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He had me in the first half crazy. He really did.
On paper, he's a YouTuber. You're a professional fighter. I've been there. I've watched him spar. Chris Eubank Jr., James DeGale. He's a boxer and has been for a long time. Top 10 WWBA. But I also know London shoot fighters. Alexis, he worked with me over the years, many years, worked with Derek Chisora. The fact that they wanted this fight, they're the ones who brought this to the table. We said, Joe, I'll be interested, and they snapped it up. And I'm thinking, what do they know? I've spent a bit of time with KSI. He was training down in the Haymaker gym, so I saw him before he was a potential opponent. And he was a lot better than I thought he'd be. I remember thinking to myself, okay, he's getting it. This was a year and a half ago.
All right.
A year and a half ago, I don't believe it would have been a competitive match. I don't know what's happened in the year and a half since. Myself and Joe had a fight a year and a half ago in Miami. Donald Trump and 50 Cent doing the commentary.
He's kind of talking in circles, I'm not going to lie to you.
It was a crazy situation, crazy.
I don't really fuck with this guy. What else we got going on?
David, straight over to you, Alexis. You heard David's statement, miscalculation.
Yeah.
You obviously know David very well.
Yeah. I think that's the whole point. I think we were able to see Joe, and I know David, and I know the level of the boxing, and I kind of know what they've got. And the only way to really be sure in boxing is as much pad work as you do, or as much bag work, or as much cardio, fitness work that you do. The only way to really know what you're like is to spar, and not be carried during sparring rounds, but take guys that are going to try and take your head off, and take guys that are going to put you in the positions that you're going to be in during these fights, and see how you do. We're sparring national level champions. We're sparring undefeated professional boxers. We're sparring 13-0, 14-0 boxers. We're sparring guys that are legitimately trying to take KSI's head off, and we're dealing with that, and we're doing really well. And that familiarity, there is a point where I think as much as David may think it might work against me in that familiarity, that I'm taking something for granted. I've seen Joe, and I've taken guys to spar Joe, so I know what he's like. I know he's a tough, durable guy. I know that he can box, but I also know that the level of fitness that KSI's got, and the power he's got in both of his hands, I think it's a really competitive fight. I think it's far more competitive than David thinks it is, and I think it's way more dangerous than Joe thinks it is. I think the idea of us.
I don't think it's dangerous.
Yeah, I think
it's more dangerous walking here today.
It's definitely dangerous because if Joe gets smacked down, he ain't got no more reputation. What are you gonna be, the pro fighter that got beat by a YouTuber? And then if KSI wins, we up. We up. First YouTuber to be the pro bot, we up. As far as first, I'm talking about first one that matters. Jake and KSI. We up. Come on, man.
And I think that's why it's going to be really dangerous, because you don't think it is. I mean, I've seen guys, like I said, talk is cheap. It's actions speak louder than words. I've seen guys get slumped in the ring with him. I've seen him knock people out, clean out. Not just in his last fight, in the gym regularly. He's not something that, it's not lucky. It's something that he's been doing and been doing quite often. So we only get our confidence from each other when things are going well. There's no fake confidence in our gym. We're not going to take on the pad and say you're great and then send you out to have a fight and oh, we just had a bad day. It doesn't work with us. We're tried and tested.
Alexis, I mean, I don't want to talk about this fight, this other fight that I'm going to mention now too much, but of course there is another, let's say, crossover boxer who recently tried in a very big fight to defeat a pro, came up short, as we all know. Yeah. Is that something that makes you, worry at night about Joe Fournier? I mean, given that Joe Fournier's record is a very strong one, ranked top 10.
You think I got this nigga in my dreams? What you talking about?
Held up a title
I'm not going to bed thinking about a bum. Yo, Alexis.
Who's a big name, obviously, on the domestic professional scene.
Talk to this nigga Soderlin, bro. Alexis, talk to this nigga, man.
Is it something
talk
that
to this nigga,
I know it's the quest for legacy.
Talk to this nigga, man.
Does that put doubts in your mind ever?
I think the only thing that puts doubts in a coach's mind or a fighter's mind is if they can't do something. If they're trying to do something they have never done before. If you're doing it day in and day out in the gym, if you're working your butt off and you're sparring around and you're not cutting corners. Remember, corners, when you cut corners, these things are going to show under the lights. For us, I would never. It's not about money for us. It's about success. It's about winning. Money always comes when you win. So ultimately, if he's not ready to fight, he won't be fighting. None of us are in this to. We don't want to put out a product that isn't good enough to put out. So it might look to a lot of boxers and to a lot of pros and to a lot of journalists that we've got more than we can chew. But we're doing it day in and day out. So if we're doing it day in and day out, it's working out for us. Then we have to roll the dice.
That's why we're here, baby. You ready for it?
It's a risk for us. I'm super confident and happy that we put in and we're going to put in the work. I mean, the hundreds of rounds of sparring, live sparring. Like I said, when you're in a pro gym, you understand when you get a pro and they carry.
You hear that, man? 100 rounds, 20-ounce gloves.
Kid around and they box him and they move him around for the rounds. That's not what's going on here. We're getting the right sparring partners in. They're trying to do serious damage to him, and he's absolutely handling it and handling them. So I can only go on that level of. I can only get that confidence from what he's doing. If KSI wasn't doing that, I wouldn't be involved in it. It's that simple. So.
Boom.
Very good.
Yeah, you know that.
The $1 billion man. You said it was more dangerous to walk in today. You arrived in a chauffeur-driven Rolls-Royce, so that was an interesting statement. Caught you out there. First of all, you jumped at the opportunity. I can say that from knowing the negotiations. You've been away for a while. You look like you're in shape. Yeah. What is it about? It's clearly not a money fight for you. So
you didn't pay me enough for it to be a money fight.
Yeah, we had a discussion over many months, but ultimately this is a challenge, isn't it? Like JJ's is for legacy. What do you see here? Do you see a young fighter that you want to put in his place? What's the?
It's hilarious that people say that. If he wasn't getting enough money, he wouldn't be here. The fuck is he talking about? No one knows who this nigga is. No one. He's not a Joe Fournier is not a fucking, what do you call it? A household name. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is he talking about?
What's driving you here?
I think, firstly, where I don't see him is not dangerous. I don't underestimate him because I do know what it takes to knock a man out. So he's managed to do that on several occasions now. That being said, I wasn't the man. And for me, yeah, it's not about the money. I do believe what Misfits has done as an organisation has been tremendous because I think boxing should be inclusive because I was on the wrong side of that when I started boxing as a wealthy man coming into boxing. And but I think it creates millions of new fans. Obviously, this product works. And what it does for me is gives me a voice to inspire the youth of this country to do better things with their life. Because if in 10 years I can go from turning professional, becoming top 10 in the world, fighting David Haye, fighting the O2, having Donald Trump commentate, and now fighting at Wembley, which is 10 minutes from my house, that gives me a voice. But you know what gives me a much bigger voice? When I knock him out clean, where he's looking up at the lights at Wembley, and now I have everyone's here, and now I can inspire multi-millions more people. So if I ain't doing it for the money, I'm doing it to hurt this guy and take his legacy and carry that through onto other fights.
He's basically saying that this is not a money fight or money event, but there's going to be so many eyes on him, the millions, that he's going to be able to take that and inspire millions. But like, if ain't nobody watching it, who the fuck is he gonna inspire? I'm like confused. The contradictory statements are crazy in this already.
You answered my next question was, what's your fight prediction? I think that was
Something
quite
in my
clear.
fucking eye. I don't know what it is.
You've got a colourful life. I've done my homework on you.
Like in
You're all
there.
over the world, jet setting, nightclubs. Dave's just mentioned it, but you live a very clean life still. How do you intend to prepare for a man who is younger, a man who is in a, you know Alexis and Marios very well as well, in a proper gym, in a gym that travels with him, and he's dedicating himself to this. You know, what's going to, you know, it's, I don't want to say it's easy enough to, you know, to say you're going to knock him out. What makes you, in your preparation, why do you think you're going to have that edge?
I think that whoever he's sparring with and whoever's been in the ring with isn't me. I think the power he's going to feel he's never felt before. I think his style is very explosive, and that's going to be his mistake on the night. I think that's where he's going to get unstuck and run into something, but it's going to be different than running into a punch. Like you saw FaZe caught him a couple of times. I was in the crowd going, please don't knock him out, that's my next opponent. But I saw him catch him twice. It was straight left down the middle. When I do that, it's game over. You don't get any second chances with me. And that's how he ended up getting his knockout, because he didn't respect the power. And so if he tries any of that with me...
Okay, hold on now. Joe talking his shit now. Hold on now. Okay, listen, I like the sound of that. Now, if he don't show the fuck up, I don't want to hear shit. If JJ come right down the middle and fire his ass up, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I don't want to hear Joe say shit. Oh, it's gonna be crazy. But if this nigga Joe come in and punch this nigga right down the middle of his forehead, oh my god, that could be right. That could be lights out. But listen, it's been many niggas that's been punching on KSI. No cap. No, excuse the language, but it's been many people punching on KSI. I say Logan hit pretty hard. You know what I'm saying? Pretty hard. No Kizzy. I would definitely say that, what's his name? Oh my god, what's his name? Now I'm losing homeboy's name. God, what is this? Oh my god, what's his name? Oh, chat, help me out. Chat, help me out. Help me out here. Chat, help me out here. Chat, help me out here. The sparring nigga. God damn it, what's his name? It's like Virgo. I know, I saw him. I saw Virgo just sticking his, like, I'm talking about, he was hitting bro with so much power. I was like, damn, like, that couldn't be me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna tell him to get the fuck out the gym. Like, calm down. Like, you're not putting me on the canvas here. Okay, I'm supposed to be training. Like, there was a lot of things going on. So, like, I don't understand how you can say that he ain't been sparring and he ain't been working. Homeboy been sparring and working with people who I feel like got way more power than Joe Fournier. He not even really knocking niggas out like that. Like, Joe acted like he knocking everybody out that he's ever fought. And that's not the case.
Yeah, that's not going to work. So I don't see how he's going to run in on me, and then I don't see how technically he's going to beat me. Yeah, he can be as fit as however he likes, but he still has to get through, this and this. And, if it was a 12-round fight, I might come into it, it's a 6-rounder. I can leave the pub tonight and go do a 6-rounder with anyone.
Quite stable.
Whoa! I don't want to see him in a 4th round gas. Oh my God, I don't want to see it. They say it a lot right now. Like, I hope y'all are paying attention. But chat, I don't want to see him in the 4th round gas. If I see this nigga slugging it in the 4th round, we having a party. I just need y'all to remember this statement right here. When we watching this hoe, I need y'all to tell me immediately. I need y'all to come in the chat and be like, oh my God, Joe is a liar. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Listen. All the Joes I know up front, real, straight individuals. You know what I'm saying? Bro is a capper. He capping right now. He is capping right now. Bro said he can go to the club and then get out the pub and go do a 6-round fight. Cap. Why he lost so many fights?
David, we had a chat a couple of weeks ago, and you described to me, it was a private call, so I hope you don't mind, we won't mention the whole call, but you described him as vicious in a ring, and even when you had your exhibition match, it was, and many people thought it was just two mates having an exhibition match. He said no, he
stuck his nut on me a couple of times. He stuck his head in there a couple of times, and in sparring it's the same thing. He's got that, that will to win. He played high-level basketball, played for the UK, played for Great Britain, right? Yeah. Played for Britain basketball, so he's used to competing at a high level, and he does the same thing in boxing. Even when he first started, he was jumping in with people who were significantly better than him, and he was hanging with them. He was holding his own. He might take a beating, but he was still there. He's never stopped around halfway through because he got buzzed or anything like that. No, he just pushed it to the end. That's why he's having had success late on in his life, because he's a natural-born competitor. In the boardroom, in a boxing ring, wherever it is, he wants to come out on top. And he could have took a lot less punishment from me, but he kept coming. And that's you can't sort of you can't box on that. That's just there to flow, and that's why he's had the success he's had.
Thank you. So, JJ, it's about legacy. Here we are at the next step on the journey. 9-0 pro, former top 10 in the world.
I think KSI looks so fucking sad, bro, because he's going through a lot right now. You gotta think about it. He's had some of the biggest announcements. Probably, like, you gotta think, right? This is the biggest time period of the year, besides like the little like 3-month break that we're gonna have coming up here soon. But right before we start heading into like Christmas holiday season and stuff, you know what I'm saying? This is like the biggest prime time stuff of the year. He has a fight coming up. He dropped the Dodgers announcement thing. Like, he has all these dope announcements and events coming out, right? That he's supposed to be going in and supposed to be happy for. He got music drops on the way, all this shit happening. But he's getting fucking flamed online. Like, everywhere that he's supposed to be posting and like everybody's supposed to be telling him like, yo, that's a dub. He's just getting L because of his own decisions for sure. But that shit's hard. And you know, when you got to show up to stuff like this, on top of knowing that like literally the day before this nigga was getting super canceled for the Simon Sunday thing where they did something that they've done in many videos. I'm talking about thumbnail. Like, they've always been a little, you know what I'm saying? I would say edgy because it's always usually pertaining to a joke or in some type of a joke. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot going on, and to still have to show up and be 100%, sometimes it's going to show on your face. And this is just one of those times that we get to see it finally show up on his face. You know what I'm saying? But we know JJ, and JJ is the one who's going to prove to niggas that he going to keep going. He going to fight through that shit. And all I'm saying is right now, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to put that shit in the universe. I'm going to leave that shit in my mind. But, yep, we're going to keep going.
This is what you've wanted, what you've chased. How does it feel that we're 5 weeks out? And give us your mindset on what you're hearing up here today and your mindset towards this fight. I know it's a fight that you've absolutely put your foot down. There were other names mentioned, but this is the one you wanted.
Yeah, I think for me with this fight, you know, I felt like I needed to level up. I feel like I needed to really test myself, you know. Same with how Jake Paul tested himself against Tommy Fury and failed. You know, okay. I want to be the person that succeeds. You know, I know this is going to be a hard fight. You know, Alexis has told me several times this is not going to be an easy fight. This is going to be a fight that it's going to be, you know, a struggle. I know Joe is not going to make it easy for me. I know Joe is going to, you know, hit me and really try to slow me down, try to knock me out, etc. But, you know, I'm training like I've never trained in my life. Like, I've trained so hard. I'm already at fight weight, and I'm just pushing myself more and more and more to make sure that I reach an even higher level than I have before. You know, we've worked on our techniques, we've worked on our skills, we've worked on everything we needed to do to make sure that I'm fully ready. And I know he's going to have the experience. You know, he's just been doing it longer than me. It's just simple as that. So, yeah, you know, he's probably the better boxer as well. But, you know, I have a lot of freakish traits that really make me stand out. You know, for me, it's my explosiveness, it's my power. You know, I'm a very fast, explosive guy. And when I hit people, they stay hit. And they feel it, especially in 10-ounce gloves. I'm a problem. So, you know, in sparring, you know, I'm using 20-ounce gloves, and you know, still doing a lot of damage. And I'm getting my timing right. I'm getting my timing perfect. I'm getting, you know, my sparring is just really improving, and I'm fighting and sparring against really tough opponents. So yeah, I'm pushing myself to the brink, and it's tough. It's hard because, you know, it's a lot, and you know, I'm doing a lot, you know, already. So to push myself in training as well, yeah, it really does take a toll. But you know, I'm a fighter. You know, I'm always gonna keep fighting, and I'm always.
All right, stuff like this is why I kind of hate how we have to wait for these press conferences, chat, because it's like I feel like they have to just ramble on to like kind of just get you to get interested about shit rather than like creating drama throughout the time as we wait. You know what I'm saying? But I understand what he's saying, man. He been working hard. He ready to show niggas that, hey, Joe Fournier might be a pro. This might be my first time fighting somebody that matters, but I'm gonna let him know that I've been working. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he's saying.
He's gonna want to try and prove people wrong, and you know, a lot of people think I'm gonna get slept. A lot of people think I'm gonna lose. A lot of people think I'm out of my depth. A lot of people believe that I have no place to be fighting a 9-0 pro. But you know, I'm KSI. Like, I want to be the man that shows the world that if you put your mind to something, you can really get and do anything you want in this world, in this life. So, yeah.
Do you look at the Jake Paul, Tommy Fury him coming up short against Tommy Fury, and what ultimately was a very similar situation. Do you look at that, and does that have any impact on your mindset?
It's really similar.
Well, when it comes to Jake Paul, obviously,
I think fight week it'll
don't
get
like
heated.
the guy. So, when he lost, you saw me, make a video laughing at him, etc. But yeah, I know there's a lot of pressure on me now. I put the pressure on myself, especially doing something like that. There's gonna be a lot of eyes watching. People who love me, hate me, are gonna be watching to see if the same outcome happens. And I want to be the person to make sure it doesn't. And people forget. I'm a YouTuber that just fell in love with boxing and just worked on my craft. And now I'm here fighting a 9-0 pro. It's pretty mad. It's pretty mad how my life has just come together like this. But I truly do believe in myself. I have this dog in me that really just doesn't want to lose. And even if I'm on the back foot, even if I'm getting pieced up, I'm going to find something within me to keep going, and I will go down on my shield. I'm not a guy that is going to just play around and just be like, all right, maybe I've lost, but I'll just make sure I don't get knocked out. No, I don't care about getting knocked out. I want to make sure I win.
You should care. You should really care.
I want.
It's because you've never been knocked out, but you should care.
Well, I want to make sure that I put everything, absolutely everything, into this fight, and I will. So yeah.
I want you to be the best version.
I will be.
Should never care about getting knocked out. If you're worried about getting knocked out, then you should never be in the ring. The fact that he's saying that just shows that he fucking lacks any type of mental stability in the world. But all I'm saying is, bro, I just really hope that JJ doesn't allow. I hope that JJ allows all of this stuff going on to fuel him rather than have him down. And I really hope that this, him trying to stay at this low weight this whole time, isn't gonna burn him out. You know what I'm saying? Because you can see it on him. It's a lot. And then, I don't know. I hope he hydrates up very well. We're gonna see.
Trust me.
I want you to be super confident.
Joe, I
want you to come out swinging for the fences. I want to stand right in the middle of the ring and just have a proper scrap with you. I want to really see what you can bring.
Yeah, and I can't wait.
Well, it's getting heated already. Do you feel that extra bit of pressure because Jake couldn't do it, and you now have that opportunity and sort of
Is this literally just these two fighting, chat? Is there no undercard?
the crossover boxing world? Everyone was expecting in this world the crossover world that.
I saw, didn't they leak that Deji was supposed to be fighting Swarms or somebody?
That Jake would do it.
Yeah.
Let's face it. And he didn't. Now it's sort of, hey, over to you, KSI.
Yeah, I think reality kind of just settled in. I think there was a lot of hype when it came to Jake Paul. And then, when he got pieced up by Tommy Fury, everyone realized, okay, Jake actually ain't that good. So with me, it's like, all right, let's see how good KSI is. Let's see if he's the person, that always talks the talk and walks the walk. Let's see what he can really do in this situation. Can he really stand, with the big boys? And, I truly believe I can. I like I said, I'm pushing myself to the limit. I'm really training hard. Even when I was in America, I was just training. I came through with my trainers, and they just put me through my paces. And I'm just constantly trying to elevate myself, constantly just trying to improve myself. And I feel like when I get in that ring May 13th, you're going to see yet another different KSI, a KSI that isn't afraid to lose, a KSI that is ready to put his all into that fight and make sure he comes out victorious.
Thank you. Joe, you're talking about meeting in the center of the ring. You seem supremely confident.
Yeah.
The stats are probably on your side.
You're going to stop yelling at me,
Apart from
Costi?
age, do you not think that that's a factor? You've got a guy who, you saw the punch that ended FaZe's temper.
Yeah.
It was, I must admit, quite a spectacular
Yeah.
showreel knockout. Is that something that eggs you on? You're talking about meeting in the center of the ring, just no holds barred sort of stuff.
Well, at the end of the day, I'm coming to take the guy's whole legacy, right? I'm going to be the new face of Misfits. We might be partners, Calais, by the Monday the 15th. So, at the end of the day, I want to have a scrap with the guy. If I just walk out there and I put him to sleep in 40 seconds, everyone's going to say, of course, it's Joe Fournier. He's meant to knock out the YouTuber. The guy made his career playing FIFA. And by the way, I was also pretty good at FIFA, but I've got to give him his props. He beats me at FIFA, but this ain't FIFA. This is us standing there, me, 180 pounds, with 6'1", throwing real punches, like he said, those little 10-ounce gloves that, I'm very accustomed to. And he talks about explosive. He talks about power. I get it. But it's all relative because explosive power. And he didn't knock me out, did he? And he's pretty explosive and pretty powerful. So I would like to trade with him. I want him to stand in the middle of the ring. I want to put on fireworks because when it goes down right there at Wembley Stadium, I want it to be a fight that's gone down in history, not just a pure me walking over him, which is what I think it'll be. I want him to be the best he can be.
Listen, he talking like a Joe now. I'm not going to lie to y'all. He talking like a Joe now. You know what I'm saying? He talking his shit.
No, we're going to see you, just walking over me.
We're going to see you, man.
No, I just won't let that happen.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Because then, then Jake won't fight me afterwards. He's going to be, oh, fucking hell, I ain't going to fight Joe now. So, I need you to make it look competitive at least. Bring something to the table. I hope so. If you want, I'll give you another $1 million and go get like more coaching and more prime drinks. And, I want you to be as hydrated as possible. But whatever you do, bring a fight because I'm coming to fight. I didn't come here for no reason. I didn't come here for the money. I came to put on the show. I came on to knock you out and for the world to see first time exclusive KSI on the canvas looking up at the stars.
Joe, you always had a few fights now, yeah? And he has sort of, you'd have to admit he's improved a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
He's living the life of a fighter. I can't say that you've been living the life of a fighter the last 3-4 years either. No. So if I was devil's advocate here, I'd say you had your run. Yeah. You became WBA international champion. You went off, became, doing what you do. Yeah. And this man's been living the life of a fighter, which you went through before. Correct. So I'm just trying to find where this supreme confidence. David's sitting next to you now, but you two ain't going to be together in the ring. So
I've been in Morejoenojoseph nightclubs in Tulum and Mykonos in Sardinia. 300 days a year, right? I know I have.
That is not a bad life. I'm not saying I wouldn't mind swapping.
And that's really that's where the billionaire situation comes from. But when it comes to having a fight, if he broke into my house at 4 a.m, I'm just more of a man than him, and I'm just going to knock him out just based on that fact. He's done exactly what he needs to do. He's got elite level coaching, money, the best money can buy, coaching done, nutritionist done, living the life, discipline done, pure athletic physique. You see them on the cover of Men's Health, ladies and gentlemen. But guess what? Men's Health covers don't punch you in the ribs. Yeah, they look great, but let's test them out. So this is the difference: is we're going into a fight now. It's a whole different game. So he's done the best he can do to bridge that gap. Jake Paul did the best he could do to bridge the gap to Tommy Fury. But guess what? What was Tommy Fury doing 2 years ago? He was on Love Island. What was Jake Paul doing? Training every day, doing exactly what he's doing. And look, on the night, what happens? The professional boxer is always going to be victorious.
Jack, he talking. He really talking though. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This nigga's spit. He kind of cooking. He kind of cooking. He kind of cooking for real.
The only difference is Tommy Fury, not really a puncher. I am, and that's why there's going to be a different end to this story.
Well, some final words here. David, can I have you back in here as a...
It's got the juices flowing for sure. I'm aware of how hard Joe punches, and I don't believe they do. I think they've looked at the Instagram, seen in private jet.
Isn't it kind of crazy that they were like, hey, bro, you just got bitched by this guy? Come sit as backup and have his back and attest to how strong and powerful this guy is because he beat your ass. I didn't even realize that at the start, and it's honestly sickening. Like, I feel bad for David as a man to come and have to sit through this. Like, this sucks. This is kind of sad.
Jets flying here, there, girls, bottles, bonbon, nightclub. They see that and think that's what he's doing. He trains every day. I know, I've been with him. Every day he gets up, he trains, he runs, he hits the weights, he hits the gym, does his shadow. So every day, although he doesn't put that on his Instagram every day, I'm telling you, they've miscalculated. They just thought, okay, he used to be world class. Now, 40 years old, hasn't been, had an exhibition with me. They've tallied it up and they've come to the conclusion because KSI is prime. He's in the age where he can do what he wants. His fame's all-time high. He's got a great coach, great team, great everything. They just believe that's enough to beat.
I think where they're confused at, bro, is they think that KSI actually does pick like bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I think they forget that homeboy is really calculated with this shit. Like, he legitimately said, like, I want to get somebody and fight them and prove, like, I don't want him to be Mike Tyson, but I need you to be a pro fighter. You're 9-0. Like, how the fuck has he said, like, of course he took some fucking losses. Don't let niggas lie to you about that 9-0 bullshit. Go look at the goddamn videos. The homeboy that got dropped a couple fucking times, but it wasn't pro bouts and shit like that, so it doesn't count. It's like exhibition bullshit. But regardless or not, you gotta look at it in the ways of, okay, KSI needs to show people that he can beat somebody that is a professional fighter, that has proved themselves as a professional fighter so that he can have those respect. Why would he choose somebody that's bullshit? He wasn't like Jake. He didn't choose Anderson Silva. You know what I'm saying? He didn't choose Tyson Fury to come in the ring. He picked Joe Fournier. He picked him. His other choice could have been Tyson. He could have got an easy nigga. Like, I think it's weird when people come in to fights thinking that the other person thinks they're weak. Like, he's already said, I think that Joe Fournier is going to give me a run for my money. I think he's a formidable opponent. Those words literally came out of KSI's mouth. Not formidable, none of that, but he literally said that he thinks that Joe Fournier is going to be a hard person to beat. Why the fuck are they acting like he picked somebody who's a loser? Like, why is that what you're leading with?
someone who is genuinely a real fighter, who's taken significantly more punches than KSI. I can guarantee you one thing: Joe's put himself in a position where he's taken punishment behind the scenes. He hasn't really taken it in fights, but behind the scenes, he's battle hard and he's tough. And they don't know that to calculate that. So when it comes to it, if it's a toe-to-toe exchange, Joe's a naturally bigger guy.
You see this going toe-to-toe? You see that type of fight?
If they're as confident as they say they are, it goes toe-to-toe, centre of the ring. You know, maybe the confidence that KSI has got from his recent knockouts against people who weren't legitimate boxers has given.
How do you tell a guy and say, hey, you have the best trainers money can buy, but nothing you're doing is calculated? Like, what does that mean? How the fuck does, like, you got the best team in the world, but you're not able to, like, calculate and make the right decision? Like, what the fuck are you saying right now? That doesn't make no sense.
Give him a full sense of security, believing that his world-class punch power in his mind is able to do something to a world-class fighter. And it doesn't work that way. You know, he's been hit by much bigger, stronger people than KSI, and he stayed on his feet. So it's going to be very, very explosive, and I see a massive upset. And
how is he going to say that KSI don't hit hard? Has he been hit by KSI? I'm so confused. They calling this man a bitch, and they ain't even felt the man's hands yet. It's crazy. I wish JJ was way better at talking shit. He got to get so much better at, like, just talking his shit, bro. I feel like he has to actually be mad and, like, hate the guy to understand, you know?
I hope it's as entertaining as Joe said it's going to be.
We shall see May 13th live and exclusive on DAZN from Wembley Arena. Alexis, your man's getting taken in the middle of the ring, toe-to-toe. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think Joe and David are both talking a really good game. I hear what they're saying, and the way they've added it up makes sense to them. It's just when you're inside a live gym, there's a real difference between being inside a nightclub and being retired, and not being inside a live boxing gym where people are getting hit and knocked out and rough rounds are happening every single day. It sounds good in theory, but we know that age is a huge factor in boxing. It's a huge factor in punch resistance, in your fitness, and if you're not doing all that dirty work and all those rounds, and if you're not current, and if you're not fit, it doesn't matter what you've done in the past, doesn't matter how tough you were in the past. We've all seen guys come back from retirements. We've all seen guys that have taken a layoff and that ring rust and come back, and they've just not been the same. And if I'm honest with you, I'm not relying on Joe not being the same as he was. I think he could be the same as he was. I still think KSI sleeps him. I still do. And I think that we'll find out on May 13th. We'll find out if he does, and we'll find out who's going to get proved right or wrong. But one thing's guaranteed. I can guarantee you one thing. It'll be the best KSI you've ever seen. It'll be the fittest, it'll be the strongest, it'll be the fastest, and it'll be somebody that'll be looking to make an absolute huge statement in this scene. And we're all here, putting everything on the line to make it happen.
Like that.
Thank you.
On the gang
Before we come
team.
to champ,
On the
Joe,
gang team.
Final statement. What's going down May 13th?
I personally like to bludgeon him for a few rounds, get the ring rust off. Alexis is talking about getting this old body moving, but at the end of the day, I don't think he'll go to the judges. I think he will get slept very, very early on with that false confidence. And I think, and if it does go to the judges, it'll be unanimous in my favour either way. So I think you're seeing a new face of Misfits here, ladies and gentlemen, today. I'm going to go back to my nightclubs. I'm doing the opposite of what KSI is doing. I'm still going to knock him out May 13th. So tune in and watch it on DAZN.
Thank you, Joe. JJ, final thoughts, comments?
Yeah.
No one seems to think it's going to the judges, that's for sure.
No, I don't think it's going to the judges as well. I think May 13th it's going to be fireworks. I'm going to bring it. Simple as that. I'm going to bring everything I have. I'm going to make sure it's a fight of the year. And yeah, I'm ready. And I'm excited.
I want to see it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. We will break now while we clear the stage for the face-to-face. Thank you.
We will break now while we eat each other's bull cheeks. I want to see these men look into each other's eyes. I want to see their lips touch. I want to see them breathe the same air. No audio? Do they hate us? There's a lot of static. That was crazy. That was crazy. Why? Like, what be the point of that sometimes? And then he shoved him, and he really ain't going nowhere. W security. I'm not going to lie. W security for making sure that he don't fall. I respect that, because he kind of pushed the shit out of him. But that was very unnecessary. I wish we could actually hear something, but it is what it is.